right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and these are good questions. I mean, and insurance, you have to pay for insurance because we have a lot of problems with fire, right? And this is kind of where I think maybe this is a lot of what has brought a lot of this up for some reason, because people are having to pay a lot of fire insurance. The cost of fire insurance is very expensive.
Well, and a little piggyback off of that, off of the fire insurance, is the fact that when we have the fires, they cut the electricity. So it doesn't make the fires worse, right? So if somebody was self sustained, they were living off their own energy from their solar and their battery power, they're not going to be affected.
Right. Yeah, they're
They're
able to.
not going to be
Yeah,
affected by,
they might not
the
even
grid
know.
being cut off.
Yeah, some of these systems are so seamless that they don't even. There's not even a power transition. You don't feel the power spike. It just transfers over onto the battery packs, and it's really just seamless. You don't lose power. It's maybe a little bit of a dip, from what I've seen, but you don't have any kind of a heavy, like you watch in the movies when the power goes out and then like wait for the generators to kick on, and then at the hospitals how they have that.
So
Have you ever heard of that?
you don't even notice
You
that
don't even notice
transition.
it. And a lot of them have an app. So you can, like Tesla has an app, and you could monitor it on Tesla, or other providers do too. I've seen those.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Well, I mean, either way, like insurance wise, you're going to have homeowners insurance. And being in a rural area, you probably are a bit more subject to being in those fire areas, right?
Yeah, and because there. Okay, so if you're, let's say, like if you're 2 acres, right? Everybody in your area is 2 acres. That tends to be more in a rural area where brush will grow, like not maybe forest, because if you're not in a like a very like a forest type place, I don't think in California we have many areas where we're like dense forest, right? But
Well, we do, but not in Southern California, I would say.
right, that would be more northern, right?
Yeah.
But you don't have like rows of pine trees, that kind of thing.
No,
That's what
that's
I'm thinking.
definitely more Northern California, not where we are.
So my thoughts are, if you're in an area where you're just small and it gets summer, it gets hot, things get dry, that exposes a lot of liability from a fire insurance perspective, right? So yeah, and then if like Southern California Edison and PG&E and I forgot the other names of the other gas and electric companies, but they will cut off electricity to certain places to avoid being the ones that start those fires to protect themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if they're protecting themselves from starting fires, then you're kind of in the wind by yourself, and even less if you don't have a windmill. I don't know, dumb joke about windmills, but like windmills because they create power too,
Yeah, that makes sense.
kind of.
Kind of, but that's a big commitment.
What, a windmill?
Yeah.
On that property up north, there they have a windmill, but it's more to run the pump that runs the artesian well.
Oh, the listing that we have that's up north.
Right.
Okay.
That's a different type of operation, but yeah, I don't know what those ones that were like in Holland or something that you've seen like on the commercials.
Or like on the way to Palm Springs, there's tons of windmills.
Well, the ones on the way to Palm Springs are the ones that I'm talking about that actually turn and create electricity.
Exactly. One other thing I was thinking about is like some common pitfalls with properties like this. What do you think some what challenges pop into your mind that someone might have if they were going down this road, on this path to go with this lifestyle?
Um, well, you want to make sure that all these things that you're looking at work, right? You want to make sure you have enough, that there is water in the ground, because there are areas where the water table is not there.
Right. So you want to have a good working well